This is Ken Pyle with VOD TV. We're at the Parks Associates Connections Conference at CTIA. We're with Jamie Gallant of SafePlug. Jamie, why don't you tell us what SafePlug's about?
So SafePlug started out as a company that was trying to fill the gaps with what was left behind from GFCI. So we created something called EFCI, or Electrical Fault Circuit Interrupt, and it protects your appliances from overloading. It protects your children from electrocution. And then we added a radio to it, a Zigbee home automation radio, and that gives us the ability to access all the equipment that's plugged in your home. You can tell how much energy things are using. You can schedule when things run. You can use it for security to make sure that things are plugged in. We can use it for demand response, so the utility can turn things off to shed loads. It's really an outlet product that goes on the wall, and it protects everything that's plugged in, and it allows you to access everything that's plugged in.
That's pretty amazing, and it's just basically you'd replace your existing electrical outlet with one of these things?
It goes right over top, yep. Okay. Ours is the only product in the market that actually screws down to the wall. So it's the only product that's truly child safe, so it can't be levered or pulled off the wall. That's a big part of our selling feature, because we started out making a safety product and it became a home automation product.
That's pretty interesting. So you're actually taking that child plate and you're actually doing something useful for it in a sense, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It gives you, I mean, most people don't buy something because it's safe, they buy something because it's cool. And with energy management, they want to be able to see how many hours a day the Xbox is running, or in my wife's case, how many hours a week I'm running the vacuum cleaner. But with our unique RFID tagging system, you can track all the appliances, how much energy they use. You can schedule when they run. It's a really simple, intuitive platform for anyone to do it themselves.
Now, that's interesting. You mentioned RFID tagging. Now, how is that used in the sense that you've got, the Zigbee thing? Where does the RFID tag come in?
So that is the true SafePlug part. Our system is normally off, so the outlets that are sitting on your wall don't have any energy in them until it sees the RFID tag get within 1/3 of an inch of the outlet. And so it's a safe plug. That's how the company came to be named. It was the energy is safe until it sees an approved appliance get plugged in. That RFID tag gives us the ability to name the appliance, to give it a real-world name in a database, so that you can keep track via the web or via your cell phone of all the appliances that are in your home and when they're operating.
So then, is it another little adapter that you put onto the?
No, it truly is an RFID tag that slides over the prongs on your plug. It's very, very small. It's non-intrusive. It's sticky, so it sticks with your appliance through the life of your appliance. So if you stick it on the blender, and every time you run the blender, the system is smart enough to know that that's the blender. And if you unplug it from one outlet and plug it in another outlet, it sees that it moved because it follows that RFID tag around your home. In my case, it's the vacuum cleaner, so I can see how many hours a week it's running in aggregate, because I can see when it's plugged in one part of the house and the other part of the house. And that's truly the key feature in our technology is what we use for safety also allows us to identify everything in the home. And so it's a truly do-it-yourself program where a homeowner doesn't need to bring in an electrician. They can put the outlets on the wall, they screw them down themselves, they stick the tags on themselves, and now they have a completely integrated system for any appliance, whether it's a 20-year-old appliance or a brand new appliance. It's now a smart appliance.
Now, how long have you've had this product out in its current form?
Well, we've had it out for about 2 years. In 2012, we won the Most Innovative Product Award at CES, which gave us a huge boost in the market. And then we went to CTIA, and we won one of the Most Innovative Product Awards there. So our technology is slowly being recognized for its innovation in the market. And we go through systems integrators and ecosystems software providers who take our technology, and then they create these really eloquent high-end systems so that you can identify everything in your home. And again, it keeps coming back to that. We're the hardware manufacturer with a very unique technology that they then use in their systems.
You must have a lot of intellectual property wrapped up around that, or patents and so forth.
We do. Again, we started out doing safety. Our product was really intended to be a safety product first. And because of that, everything is founded in that safety environment. So our intellectual property for the RFID tag was for overload protection and child safety, to make it a safe plug. We got really lucky because the field that we have in that RFID tag gives us the ability to have a unique address for everything in your home. That wasn't our original intention, but we sort of springboard off of that innovation, and now we have the intelligent home for about $1 an appliance. RFID tags are really inexpensive. Right. It's a cheap technology. You can put it on all of your appliances, and now you've got a safe system, which is our perspective on it, but you've also got a smart system, which is what people want in their homes.
Now, I feel pretty ignorant because it's such an amazing concept. It's so simple in some ways, and obviously there's a lot of sophistication behind that, but how has it been educating the customer? Clearly, the last 2 minutes you've educated me, but how is that one of your challenges, getting this message out to the consumer world?
Well, the standard, we created an open standard called the Right Plug Alliance, and that's where the RFID technology is maintained. It's not our technology anymore. We've made it an open public technology, so anyone can join that organization. And we have a lot of device manufacturers that come along and say, hey, I want to look at this technology and see if it's viable. A lot of our customers are device manufacturers that use it in their labs to test their equipment before they release it to the market. Our technology's gained a lot of notoriety because we've helped appliance manufacturers find faults in their equipment, forcing recalls, because they thought their appliance was running within the manufacturer's specifications, but then our system is able to identify that it's running outside of those parameters, which is an unsafe condition. It's sort of like taking a 75-watt bulb and putting it in a 60-watt lamp, right? It works fine, but eventually it catches fire. Or a toaster, or a curling iron, or those sort of resistant heating appliances. Coffee makers are a good example. So all of those appliances are safe, but they eventually start to break down and wear down. And our technology makes sure that when that appliance is worn out, it can predict that the appliance is going into a fault state. So again, we're focused really on the safety aspect of it, but the cool side of that is the homeowner can see when it's running, how much energy it's using, they can schedule its use, and again, from the security side, they can see that it's there. It's a persistent technology, which is what we like about it. It's always in the home. It always runs. It's not difficult. It's simple. It's intuitive, and you don't have to work around it. That's why it's been gaining in popularity and winning awards.
So what sort of channels are you using to get to the consumer? Well,
SafePlug.com has been our primary channel for a long time. We did a lot of work when it was just a child safety product. We did a lot of work with toddler, I'm trying to think of the word that they used to call it, childproofing. Okay, sure. So when childproofing, there's a whole industry out there of childproofers that will come into your home and tell you how to do all these things to safeguard your home. Our product was really popular because you didn't need an electrician to put it in. And again, it's persistent. It's always on the wall. There's no way to pull it off the wall. There's no way to get around the technology. And so that was sort of our primary channel for a long time, as consultants and resellers. And now as we get into more home automation, and home automation gets more notoriety and more interested partners, we're looking at new channels and new areas to go into the market. Most of our customers nowadays are solution providers. So we're the hardware supplier for a solution provider. So you can buy our product from them as part of their ecosystem.
Do you see anyone, we're in a convention, and the way they charge for everything, I could imagine them charging on an electrical outlet basis, and they could remotely turn on and off the access, right?
Yeah, it's funny. There's a lot of things that we're working on right now. Pay to access electricity is a new market that's coming out. You see the guy in the Armani suit lying on the floor at the airport charging all of his appliances. I've actually seen people. I saw someone today out of San Diego who actually had a power strip. So he pulls out a power strip and he plugs it into the wall. Those are interesting markets for us because our technology, again, is persistent. So when you screw our outlet to the wall, there's no way to get around it. And so there are some markets that we're looking at, and convention centers and pay to access electricity markets are interesting to us. I won't say that we're spending a lot of time on those markets, but there are a lot of people trying to find ways to create revenue in those spaces. So wireless is everywhere. When you go into a bar or go into a restaurant, wireless isn't the problem. It's the electricity. Yeah. In our perfect utopian world, you'd be able to go to a bus stop and be able to plug in while you're waiting for the bus, but only the people that have bus passes would be able to turn on the outlets. So it's a safe technology, right? It's a technology that's for the users, and it's a bit of a perk. And those are some of the markets that we're looking at. I don't know if you've seen the Starbucks hobo write-ups where Starbucks is trying to kick people out. They're saying they call them hobos. They're people that come into to a Starbucks and don't leave because the electricity in a Starbucks is free. And so those are the sort of markets that we find interesting because they want to be able to turn customers, and but they also want to be able to provide a service. Our product is a very easy. It's a very easy application for our product to do something like that, because we can authorize users, and we can discourage people that aren't authorized users from being able to use it, and there's no way around the system.
Well, that sounds like there's a potential to get rid of freeloaders like me. So, Jamie, I really appreciate your insight and telling us about what you guys are doing. Very, very neat stuff.
Yeah, thank you very much.